Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 1v1 on Twin Peaks between the blue player on the left side, Fnoo, and the Steampunk Osprey, and his opponent, the red player on the right side, KittenAqua, in the Nexus Paladin. If you take a look at the loadouts, KittenAqua has, well, kind of what he's famous for. Very atypical loadouts. He has bot spawners, which he is going full straight up. 4 bot spawners, 5 on the field already, whereas Fnoo is going more of a traditional loadout, actually going with pretty much what was meta a little while ago, and it pretty much is a somewhat of a meta still, which is the Bucky slash Buster Osprey play with a roller leading, and KittenAqua with just the bot spawners on the ground doesn't have actually anything left, no more credits left, just has those sentries coming out. So we'll open with that while Fnoo starts to go for the top. Might actually be able to neutralize this center. Oh, but a little bit of miss micro. This doesn't. Oh no, this is still firing actually. So Kitten might be able to finish off a moneymaker, but low DPS Paladin not able to finish off one of those moneymakers before Fnoo is able to come back, defend with those Buckies, get those sentries killed, and already swoop up those moneymakers before KittenAqua was able to finish him off. And now Kitten's still trying to accomplish whatever harass he can, trying to make this a worthwhile trip, but a placard going down from Fnoo. Kitten with that shield though will take very little damage and will be able to pour on the damage with his guns, but I think he might be a little bit overextended here, going to the back area behind Fnoo's forward outpost, or close outpost, and now actually real low on health. If he tries to lift off, probably will get finished off in the air by Fnoo before he, no, does land next to his bot spawner with the shield up, so Fnoo not able to get to this finish on KittenAqua quite yet. Tries to fake it, tries to fake leaving there, but KittenAqua does regenerate enough health to lift off and get back to his outpost. Gemini's now coming out on the field. Kitten, I will again mention his strange loadout, not necessarily strange, but definitely unorthodox. Gemini definitely less popular than the Longhorn at this point, but it's actually much more viable than it has been in the past, in the recent past, before it was the tank of choice. Oh, it's KittenAqua. Okay, now this time almost definitely, yes, getting finished off. A little overextended, landing next to all those Buckies, and now Fnoo again continuing his approach to this top outpost, which is pretty much what most meta level players go with in this map. And now Kitten again respawning. And now Fnoo probably will be able to take this outpost, and it does look like Kitten is at a pretty big disadvantage, 52-46 in favor of Fnoo right now. And Kitten just with this line of Gemini, 1 Seeker to protect, but now Fnoo coming out with a traditional roller for this loadout, for this build, and will be able to lead with that roller. Not really threatened by too much approaching. There's not really anything that Kitten has that is that really warrants that roller, but at this point, but Fnoo definitely does want to get it out before he needs to, just in case he needs it a little earlier than he might anticipate. The roller is wandering off, but Fnoo able to grab this outpost, so we'll be able to start microing all of his stuff to the other side of this outpost and create a nice line here to combat KittenAqua's artillery and tanks that he has already set up. So now Fnoo, that roller is still wandering. That Jackal finally does go down, the neutral Jackal, so it will stop for now. But now Fnoo creating quite a traditional, not necessarily traditional, but a pretty typical line of Buckies with the roller in front. Pretty much what is used with this loadout. Drops that roller, does get KittenAqua killed on his way out, and the roller is going to be able to push now, and Fnoo will be able to start bringing his Buckies up. Already 1 Buster and 2 Buckies, and more will come. KittenAqua's bot spawner build has not really been paying the kinds of dividends that it does in quarter 4, and now definitely does have to start pulling back down, does bring his artillery back, trying to create a defensive line himself, but there are way too many Buckies, and this roller is just screwing with this Gemini on the ground, and Kitten trying to fire in with his Paladin, but once again really low DPS with that Paladin, and Fnoo with artillery, or not with artillery, with Aegis, that is the A unit that I was looking for, will now, okay, does neutralize this outpost, and now Kitten is a little bit screwed here. There's very little for him left in this game, not really anywhere to go. Fnoo with some creeps will probably be able to take this, should he be able to drop them before. No, he is going to wait till those creeps walk in and his Buckies knock those bulbs down. I'm actually dropping the creeps back here. This outpost once again does get neutralized. Kitten will lose this outpost and will only have his fort left. He didn't even go at all for bottom, so now Fnoo in an incredibly dominating position, not necessarily dominating traditional mechanics way, but now Kitten forced to block with these Gemini. These Buckies will die pretty quick to the Gemini, seeing as they are medium attack with the Bucky having medium armor. And so they will die pretty fast. This roller still leading and wandering. I would have expected Fnoo to maybe link that roller to the Buckies that are down on the field so they wouldn't wander away. And now Kitten doing a quick scout, trying to see if there's anywhere he can go. But there really isn't too much where, I mean, I know this outpost isn't that defended, but now Kitten, you know, massing up more and more units. Just, I mean, Fnoo playing it safe, not like approaching, not putting too much pressure on Kitten's fort, you know, eventually can just station some Buckies over here start, and the Buckies can start just shooting away at these Gemini and Seekers and whatever, you know, Artie. Oh, Kitten even went Artie and not Archie, which is what most players go with because of that range. And now Fnoo, with those Aegis down, is definitely deterring those Seeker missiles from hitting him. And now it will just be a matter of time now. Leading with a roller once again. These Buckies behind the roller, so Kitten won't be able to get to them very, very easily. Does bring a Gemini back here with a hammer, so actually might get quite a lot of these Buckies killed. And now these Buckies, oh my god, a chain reaction of explosions. That new mechanic, that blast damage on death, has pretty much screwed over those Buckies, and now it seems that just the roller leading out for Fnoo. Fnoo gonna try to save it, but does not, is not able to grab it, but probably can, seeing as it has so much health. Oh, but does get finished in the air by KittenAqua, and now Kitten might be able to actually start making a comeback here. Now going to be able to kill some Buckies and stuff with that hammer. Once again, the blast damage on destruction, it just kind of creates a chain reactions, especially with Buckies, simply because they have such little health, and you know, their blast damage putting down. I don't really know exactly how much blast damage it does on death, but you know, clearly it does enough. So as long as the Buckies are fairly damaged, they will all pretty much die in one nice, lovely chain reaction explosion. And KittenAqua pushing Fnoo back now to this outpost, and Fnoo actually putting all the way back here because of all the artillery. Well, it's not even that much. He had one. I thought he had another one over here, and Kitten going to be able to finish off this Aegis unless Fnoo can come back and save it. No, definitely will not be able to. Kitten hammering it away, and now some creeps go down for Fnoo, but little did he know that a couple of infantry went in for KittenAqua as well. KittenAqua with those bot spawners, with those 4 extra creep per wave, which is double what comes in Twin Peaks, will be able to, has already been able to retake this close outpost. Probably won't be able to hold it, but, you know, definitely doing a good job pushing Fnoo back. I could have sworn this game was over when Fnoo had that roller leading with the Buckies, but that new blast damage mechanic has really come into play. Fnoo finally socketing those top sockets with moneymakers, and Kitten actually with this Gemini to protect him as a shield, actually killing quite a lot of enemies, but really low in health now. Fnoo will definitely be able to get this. No, Kitten does run away, but transforms down. Oh, but transforms back up in anticipation of Fnoo, and Fnoo lifting off right at the right time and getting that finish on KittenAqua in the air, and will definitely be able to re-neutralize this outpost as long as he can. No, there's only that one Bucky shooting, actually. I could have sworn there were more, so more Buckies coming out on the field for Fnoo now. I cannot believe how even Kitten has been able to keep this. Not necessarily even, obviously Fnoo has that top outpost, but he has been able to hold for quite a long time, considering he doesn't have any moneymakers on the field and only has bot spawners, and it's still only quarter 2, a minute and 50 seconds left until we have that halftime heal / credit boost. And Fnoo now leading with the roller once again, doing the same typical Osprey roller Bucky / Buster play. And now Kitten will, I don't know, will he be able to retake this out? Well, yeah, he will be able to, but I mean, whether or not he can hold it is a different story. Oh, actually not even able to take it, so will just do the same thing he's been doing as well, using units of his own, usually Gemini, to use it as a shield and just spam hammer, try to kill what he can, but does get finished down on the ground by those enemy Buckies, and now Fnoo will once again be able to start making an approach to this outpost with only creeps to contend him. Oh no, he's pulling back, he's going for those neutrals at the top. I'm not really sure exactly why. Maybe he's planning on eventually moving out with Buckies from that top, but that's very strange. Definitely not standard play to do that kind of thing. I mean, will eventually obviously be able to kill these neutrals, but in the meantime, giving KittenAqua a chance to, I mean, I guess scout here, but giving him a chance to do a little bit of comeback, and does realize that this front door is completely open, goes for the front door attack, and splitting his hammer, splitting his attack between hammering the moneymakers and shooting the front door with his, ground fire. A little bit interesting, but really low on health, trying to stay alive here. Oh, but trying to regen as much health as he possibly can, but Fnoo microing that flacker over and getting enough DPS on KittenAqua to force him to lift off and finish him off as he leaves there. So now we'll once again be fighting over this outpost. This has been the outpost of the entire game for the most part. But now putting Bucky's in artillery range, a little bit dangerous for Fnoo. I wish you could maybe hover over these artillery, maybe give them a click and see what the range is, just so we can display that. But you know, especially for a spectator view or kind of esports purposes. But you know, slow and steady wins the race, right? We are in beta. KittenAqua, a little bit overextended, using those Gemini as a shield once again, but getting himself killed a little bit too far behind enemy lines without shield in proper position. Got hit from the side there, and now Fnoo with some Buckies at the side of KittenAqua's fort. A lot of them are doing quite a lot of damage, but I don't know why a bunch of them died here. I think that was that whole glitch where they occupied the same space and eventually got themselves killed. But, oh no, there was a Gemini here. Was there a Gemini here? I'm not exactly sure. Couldn't really see stupid units blocking up units. But now Kitten having to deal with flacker spam at this point. It will be a little hard to deal with. Oh man, he's almost definitely going to die once again. Oh no, the flackers over here, one of them has died, and Fnoo bringing one back. Really low on health, but KittenAqua was low on health as well. Oh no, is he going to be hit by this Gemini? No, Kitten just regenning health on the ground now. Fnoo definitely has to go back at this point, especially needs more energy, and Kitten now going to start his approach again with his Gemini, and will be able to kill a lot of units. I think again, Fnoo trying to micro to the back of the Gemini, but the Gemini turns so fast and just destroy those Buckies. And once again, blast damage on destruction, aiding to help kill all the other units in that clump. Fnoo and Kitten both low on health, do have to land on the ground to regen, but now Kitten with more Gemini on the field will start to make more of an approach towards Fnoo's units, and that hammer just doing crazy amounts of damage. If he can get some Buckies killed, and which he does, it just contributes more damage into that unit clump, and Fnoo also doing kind of the same thing. Oh, but Fnoo getting killed by those Gemini on the ground, and now Kitten will be able to use this time. I think he will be able to finish off the rest of these Buckies over here. Yes, 2 of them do go down. More and more explosions, more blast damage on destruction, and more death going down here for KittenAqua, and Fnoo now comes back to one single Bucky. Everything else has been killed, including 2 of Kitten's Gemini, yes, but Kitten has been able to retake this, and we are getting closer and closer and closer to quarter 4. Once these bot spawners, or once the game hits quarter 4, that's when these bot spawners are definitely going to, come into real realization. But anyway, they are going to definitely be very, very effective once we hit quarter 4, and Kitten able to kill. Oh, was he able to kill that flacker? No, Fnoo was able to save it. Oh no, was he able to? Yeah, he definitely. Oh, that was a Bucky. It looked like a flacker for some strange reason. But now Fnoo able to, oh well, Kitten trying to kill what he can, but Fnoo will definitely be able to save all of his units if he plays pretty standard, pretty effective Osprey play. Oh, Kitten might be able to actually get something killed with this hammer. With, AoE is definitely the one thing that will be able to kill units while another mech is in the area. If you can get the right positioning and right attack on enemy units, you probably will be able to kill some against an Osprey. And now Kitten dropping some level 3 creeps back here to distract Fnoo. Those creeps will probably die to these bunkered creeps, although these are level 1 creeps, so Fnoo does choose to come back and respond to this, while KittenAqua coming at the top with some Gemini with his hammer, actually able to kill quite a lot of units as well. Oh man, a lot of units actually, might actually even be able to evacuate these Gemini before they get killed, but that one roller now at the front of the line. Kitten trying to get it killed, but Fnoo obviously going to be able to keep it alive with that Osprey heal, and the roller's so high on HP. Now Kitten does have to walk back. Might have wanted to try to evacuate those Gemini when he could, but now definitely, okay, does survive, so he is okay. 86 to 52. We are almost in quarter 4, so once we do hit quarter 4, I do predict KittenAqua will, experience a surge in power. Not necessarily power bar, but power in terms of, ability to move out on this map, and now starting to kind of go for the bottom with no units, with just some creeps and support, I guess. But any little bit of damage does help, unless that is getting healed up. So yes, that is not definitely wasn't that productive. But these artillery going down on the field for KittenAqua, I don't know if they are in range of these units. I don't think so. They are Arties. They are not Archies. They are not Berthas. So I really doubt that they are in range of these enemy units over here. But Fnoo trying to drop some stuff to get some kills. Didn't really do that very successfully. And at this point, I would like to see Fnoo leapfrog a little bit more. This is a little bit dangerous, but Kitten only has 2 artillery out in the field. They are Arties though, so they do quite a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure Artie has the best direct damage, if I'm correct. Oh, now Fnoo getting killed, so KittenAqua will be able to, oh man, he's going to be able to harvest these busters and that roller, putting that honeypot out. I would expect him to move the honeypots a little bit further so we can get a little bit of salvage, but Fnoo still, okay, finally now respawning. And Fnoo's window is pretty much gone to be able to start leapfrogging stuff up. I mean, it was kind of gone a while ago. KittenAqua now has quite a massive Gemini and enough artillery out of the field such that the Buckies can't really get close enough to this enemy tank line and Seekers and stuff like that. That he can really do the traditional Bucky play. He might want to do some like quick, fast leapfrog, but at this point, I don't know if he can actually support that because KittenAqua has so many Gemini on the field. He really needs pinpoint precision placement to be able to get that proper range. You know, within the, I don't even think you can get within the arty range and outside of the tank range. I'm pretty sure you can't. And now Kitten bringing two Gemini to the enemy side. Fnoo now hearing that damage sound, now definitely does come back, and okay, this Gemini is doing quite a lot of damage as well, while Fnoo is distracted by this front door Gemini. But oh, Kitten really low on health. Fnoo does recognize that dropping a Flacker will eventually be able to get this finish on KittenAqua. Does do a cliff walk transform fake and gets KittenAqua to transform and gets him in the air. Now one more Gemini to deal with for Fnoo. Let's see how long it takes for him to get this, because now KittenAqua respawning. Fnoo, after getting that kill, losing the precious time he has by just having the one, you know, him as the only mech on the field, and spends a little bit of time salvaging and defending. So now KittenAqua is coming back to the fight, and so Fnoo not going to be able to use that time that KittenAqua was dead to actually take advantage of that opponentless time. I'm not really sure if there's a term for that quite yet, but now KittenAqua starting to go for the bottom. I doubt Fnoo's aware of this. Does have enough Gemini here to pretty much finish off the rest of the enemy units down there, especially with the random creeps wandering through, especially with those bot spawners. We are in quarter 4, ladies and gentlemen, so let's see how OP all these level 4 creeps. Oh my god, that is a lot. Kitten even resocketed this bot spawner. I don't know when that happened, but it definitely happened sometime before quarter 4, and now KittenAqua will be able to rampage through this bottom, especially with all those level 4 creeps, and Fnoo still here fighting at the top. I don't think he has scouted the bottom yet. If he doesn't do that anytime soon, and if KittenAqua can take the majority of the bottom, that will definitely come as a surprise to Fnoo. Now moving out with Buckies. Oh god, this is not a good idea. These artillery are facing all over here, and these Gemini are really in a really good line. Kitten now starting to move out even further, does have this outpost taken, and all these Buckies are just going to get slaughtered. Kitten does realize this and does drop a couple Gemini over here to intercept the incoming Buckies and do a lot of damage. And once again, blast damage on destruction. Buckies killing themselves after they get killed themselves. And now KittenAqua able to finish off all of Fnoo's units and is now 93 to 90. The score has evened up quite a lot. And at this point, KittenAqua will definitely be able to make quite a lot of ground. Going for that bottom definitely has a huge advantage in that aspect. He has been able to take his outpost. And are those Jackals clear? Yes, they are. That one Gemini that got dropped by KittenAqua was able to finish off those Jackals down there. And now Fnoo is being pushed back from the top as well. And Hammer just doing a lot of damage to Buckies. If he can get one or so killed, Fnoo can't have AoE heal, or he at least does not have AoE heal. So this Hammer is actually doing quite a lot of damage. That Gemini is definitely distracting those rollers. I don't know why KittenAqua is going for the rollers instead of the Buckies, but able to kill one Bucky. Another one goes down. Once again, blast damage on destruction, really awesome. And 2 lights already up. These level 4 creeps are doing their job, doing work, while KittenAqua is focused on another fight and keeping Fnoo busy as well. So now Fnoo finally scouting. No, he's not going to scout bottom. Oh no, I thought he was going to finally be able to realize that KittenAqua was going for bottom, but now just grabs more creeps and doesn't even really doesn't bunker them. I thought he was going to bunker them, but does not. Just decides to drop them at this point. I don't even know if he realizes KittenAqua is going bot spawner. I know he's gone to the fort to do some drops and stuff, but oh, now Kitten, oh, I didn't realize this does send out some Gemini, and Fnoo down now realizes, oh crap, I'm gonna lose bottom to Kitten, and almost gets killed by that Zeke before he gets back to his outpost. But at this point, KittenAqua has been able to grab this bottom outpost, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to secure it with enough Gemini. And what is Fnoo going to do at this point? This is a really hard decision. Does he put more pressure on this unit clump at top, which is pretty well defended? I mean, it's large enough such that it's going to be really difficult to approach. Or does he transition down to the bottom fight? Now he's, okay, so he is going down to the bottom fight, bringing some Buckies, sent some Buckies as well, but they all got hammered by those Gemini. That Gemini line that KittenAqua put down, really great concave line that's there perfectly to intercept any unit line that Fnoo came up with, or that Fnoo would have pushed and did push those Buckies. Those Buckies died super fast, and now Fnoo does have to ditch those Buckies. They are almost definitely going to die. Oh no! Okay, one of them does. Okay, now they finally both die, and Fnoo is definitely losing this bottom fight. Oh, Kitten though did get killed, so Fnoo will be able to stall Kitten from grabbing this for a little while. Let's see if he can drop these Buckies effectively and kill anything while KittenAqua is respawning. I think that front Bucky is within Gemini range, so let's see if he can actually get some missiles off, and actually, I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to do this. Does have a roller out though, but Gemini, there are some Gemini that were sent out. KittenAqua is now going more bot spawner, putting another one down here, putting another one down here. This is going to be really, really crazy awesome. And now Fnoo definitely has to deal with these Gemini coming in. Not able to do the traditional leapfrog thing. Dealing with these moving units, it's really, really hard to do that roller Bucky Osprey play. And now Kitten with 2 Gemini at the front door. Those Gemini are set on attack, doing quite a lot of damage. Now Fnoo is at about 3/4 of his life and going down even more. Kitten staying alive, keeping that shield up, or not keeping the shield up, but keeping the shield facing the enemy. Will be able to retreat here. The 2 Gemini do go down, but Fnoo is down to about 2/3 of his health. And KittenAqua has actually been able to take this thanks to his creeps. And now the creeps are even wandering all the way around to this top outpost, which is pretty hilarious. And at this point, there are a lot of creeps now moving out. KittenAqua has 7 bot spawners down on the field. Every single socket that he has controlled has been filled with a bot spawner. I would like to maybe see a couple more sockets here on Twin Peaks. It's not really necessary to have such low sockets. I guess because it's a small map, you shouldn't really have it, but why not? It could create some very, very interesting play, especially with a lot of resources coming in. But anyways, Fnoo now moving up with his Buckies, leading with the roller once again, but I don't know if he actually linked that roller to the lead Bucky to prevent that roller from moving out. Definitely does have to heal it up, does get to it before he gets killed. But those Gemini are actually doing quite a lot of damage. KittenAqua now going for this close, but with 4 sentries, going to be able to neutralize this. Oh, no, there are level 4 creeps, so it probably won't be neutralized right now. But now Kitten dropping behind the roller with Gemini's shield. He will be able to kill quite a lot of Buckies with this hammer. And now more and more creeps wandering in here. Fnoo dealing with all the stuff that KittenAqua dropped over there at that close. And now more and more Geminis at the front door. KittenAqua all over the map, putting so much pressure on Fnoo in different places. Now going for the top outpost. Man, this is a little crazy, but these 2 Gemini are definitely going to win the battle against brand 2 Buckies over here in just Aegis. In the meantime, Fnoo has been able to deal with this Gemini drop, but let's see now if he can actually defend against this. Just spamming Bucky after Bucky after Bucky. Let's see. I don't know if KittenAqua was able to kill any of the moneymakers. Okay, only the one here at this close, and actually was these moneymakers here at the top are dead as well. But Fnoo with the units all over that, just kind of scattered here. One random roller over here and Aegis and stuff over here, but KittenAqua with really, really nice concentrations of units dedicated directly to fighting this line of Gemini. This line of Gemini has kind of been thinned out, but that's because I guess he sent some out. And KittenAqua now going again for the top outpost. The roller is gonna go down to those Gemini, and now but KittenAqua does get swooped in by Fnoo and gets finished off on his way out. But Fnoo still holding the top, still able to hold a lot of pressure going down with KittenAqua. Once again, we are past quarter 4. We are in overtime with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. So KittenAqua just has to kind of sit back and make sure he doesn't lose too much ground, and the creeps will kind of do the rest. I know that it's really a simplistic way of looking at it, but at these high tiers of play, it's obviously going to not be so simple. But for the most part, that is the gist of this bot spawner, this bot spawner concept. Once it does hit quarter 4, in the current version of the game, I know later they might start to change it. Version 2 rules does not have evolving creeps per quarter because it does not incorporate the quarter system. But KittenAqua now, oh god, I think he's going to go down. He's really, really low on health. Trying to use the shield to prevent as much damage as he can, but really low on health. Fnoo trying to get him killed here. Fnoo might want to micro some Buckies around or something to actually try to get KittenAqua killed. And now Kitten, actually regenerating quite a lot of health, neutralizes the outpost. So now Fnoo is a little bit, yeah, I don't think he can get the kill now. Oh, he might be able to get the kill. Come on. But Kitten, pointing the shield perfectly for the most part. Not perfectly, so almost perfectly. Fnoo taking quite a while to get that kill. And now starting to move on the bottom. Let's see if he can actually do this and approach properly before KittenAqua can respawn. But the roller is wandering. It will start to move out here. The Bucky's actually not really critical mass enough. Okay, now definitely brings quite a lot of Buckies. Definitely has enough to do some real damage. KittenAqua now finally respawning. More Gemini coming out for him. Let's see if he can actually hold this bottom outpost. Oh, Fnoo getting himself killed. There's a lot of Seekers down here, so not really that great. Flying around and hovering in this area, maybe wanted to land behind his units and start healing, but now delivering all these Buckies here, and once again, blast damage on destruction. New mechanic, fairly new mechanic, not that new, but new relatively to all the other mechanics. Probably the most major new mechanic that actually has been implemented. And at this point, Fnoo losing top, definitely was not able to really make too much progress toward the bottom, and now kind of resorting to drops, but this is a completely wide open front door. A little bit of an unfortunate timing here. It comes when those level 4 creeps spawn, but all those Buckies, oh man, only 2 of them survive, so Fnoo trying to reposition however he can, but getting body blocking with that Paladin shield, but all the Buckies are dead now, and Fnoo just trying to kill what he, or just put in whatever damage he can. Does get killed. We are in overtime too, so Kitten might be actually able to finish him off with either drops or one single push, because Fnoo is at less than half of his life and going down fast. That Bucky did die. Fnoo is really low on health at this point. Might lose this close here. 2 level 4 creeps wandering in. There are enough Buckies to defend, but oh, Kitten has actually been able to take this top outpost, and there's still one Gemini here at the front door. Fnoo now finally able to block it with a roller, but I think KittenAqua, all he really has to do at this point is either drop, or just wait a little bit longer, because the bleed will really hurt Fnoo at this point. He has only 1 outpost on the field as opposed to KittenAqua's 4. And now with a lot of Gemini here, KittenAqua will be able to clean house with these Buckies if he can spam that hammer. And yes, he is able to spam that hammer and keeping Fnoo busy over here. The bleed out will eventually finish off Fnoo. Nothing at the front door really for Fnoo except for that roller, so definitely enough for some blocking. But now Kitten able to take this close, really close to death. Now Fnoo is really close to dying. KittenAqua making a push the entire game just with those bot spawners. Really amazing. You know, able to hold out until quarter 4, able to kill those Buckies with his hammer and, you know, use blast damage on destruction mechanic. Not necessarily use it, but it was really in his favor. KittenAqua getting this bleed out win in overtime 2, getting this ranked 1v1 victory on Twin Peaks. And yeah, quite an interesting game. Definitely not a standard play. No moneymakers versus moneymakers. A little bit Itangi inspired from the tournament, but yeah, KittenAqua going bot spawners the entire time. I would like to point that out. He did not go moneymaker switch to bot spawners, but just going bot spawners from the beginning. We're kind of screwing him over at first. He wasn't really using the creeps that, you know, I mean, not necessarily the way that he should have, because they're really low-level creeps. So to be honest, bot spawner from beginning is really not that great. So interesting. Kudos to Kitten for actually being able to pull off the strategy against such a high-level player in Fnoo, but really great game from both players. If you guys have any replays to send in to me, send them in to rui0@gmail.com or RUI on Steam. You can also Carbon Forum or YouTube message me. Check out my video description. I have that link. Also check out Acraz's YouTube. He is doing Spanish commentary. It is I think it's youtube.com/xxacraz with a ZXX. I will link that in my video description as well, so definitely check that out, especially if you are just yearning for more AirMech content. So once again, guys, this is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.